This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
In Luzerne County, Hazleton has been given $50,000 by the state. That money is part of the Enterprise Zone Economic Development Program. It'll be used to plan a full development economic zone. If and when that happens, Hazleton could get $200,000 from the state for actual business and industry development. Another community in our area was granted that status today. In Bradford County, Sayre is now eligible to get the $200,000 development grant. Karen?
A group looking into public schools in Pennsylvania claims that the quality of your child's education depends on whether you live in a wealthy or poor neighborhood. As Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci says, the coalition of school groups from across the state is looking to the government to pay to make sure the same opportunities are available to all students, no matter how much or little money their parents have.
Bare-bones budgeting can make a big difference in your child's education, especially in classes like this biology lab, where a single microscope can cost $900. And lab equipment isn't the only thing that's expensive. Welding equipment like this can cost as much as $6,000. If a school district can't afford it, students can miss out on this kind of vocational training.
On your normal basis, we just couldn't afford to fund these things. Or we might be able to do it over a number of years, but at any one time, it would be tough to do it.
It is property taxes which determine how much money an individual school district can raise. And since property values vary from school district to school district, some students get short shrift.
And just because a student comes from a less wealthy area doesn't mean that we have no obligation to see that they're equipped to compete.
To correct inequalities, a group called the Alliance for School Aid Partnership is proposing that the state chip in $80 million a year more for education and give the money to school districts that need it most.
The poor districts who do not have the local wealth can then gain more money for education.
The proposal would have to be endorsed by Governor Casey in his budget message this month and passed by the legislature in June. But the Alliance for School Aid Partnership is confident the proposal will pass. Wealth, they say, should not determine the quality of public education. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Montgomery.
Are coal companies treated unfairly, that is, when it comes to paying out black lung benefits? The U.S. Supreme Court today agreed to look at a federal court ruling in Virginia. It says minors are entitled to benefits if they bring in a single piece of medical evidence that they are disabled. A group of 125 coal companies is claiming that's unfair, and the companies cannot defend themselves against black lung claims. Benefits to minors are paid from a federal fund that comes out of taxes on coal mine operations.
When Newswatch 16 continues, the test nobody fails.
Tonight, Marisa Burke will show us a man whose life was saved by this simple test.
My lips are sealed with chapstick. Uh-oh. Chapstick, please. Will that be cash? Just put it on my bill.
My lips are sealed with chapstick.
Put on the Plus.
Now help prevent dry, chapped lips with new Chapstick Petroleum Jelly Plus. Plus aloe, plus lanolin, plus a special angled tip. New Chapstick Petroleum Jelly Plus.
Put on the Plus.
Why you bothering me, boy? Are you crazy?
I'm a chicken hawk and you're a chicken. Are you coming quietly or do I have to mush you up?
You're going at it all wrong, son. You gotta go to Kentucky Fried Chicken if you want to catch America's favorite chicken. It's a great place to get a great meal. No one makes tender, juicy chicken like the Colonel. It's finger-licking good. Here, son, let me give you a lift.
We do chicken right.
Let's just find out how much snow we have to dust off our cars tonight, shall we? Tom, how about it?
Just had a half inch of snow, Karen and Nolan, and it's still snowing out back now. Just some heavier snow showers coming through, but they won't be lasting all night tonight. Let's begin up in Bradford County, where my weather watcher, Bill Ralph, has 28 degrees. He reports 13 inches of snow on the ground up there tonight, elevation 1,500 feet, and just some light flurries at this hour. Now out in State College, Chris Urbanski has very windy conditions and cloudy skies and 29. And Ralph Smith in Tyler Hill, Wayne County, 29 degrees, and some flurries. And those winds today were gusting up to 30 miles an hour and kept the flag unfurled over the Boy Scout headquarters in Loyalsock Township in Lycoming County. Still quite a bit of snow out there on the ground. 31 degrees now, humidity 71%. The wind is from the west at 12, and the barometer is still very low, but it is beginning to rise now from 2.6 inches. 33 and 28 the range today, 10 below zero. Set back in 1981, and 50 for the high 1 year ago today. Looking at steering winds across the U.S. today between 10,000 and 40,000 feet, a giant ridge of warm air out west helping to channel some very cold air down out of Canada over the eastern half of the country. And it's also a big storm system up over northern Maine that is helping to helping that cold air to blow down from the northwest today. These brighter clouds indicate some heavier snow showers coming through now with a weak storm in the upper atmosphere. That should be moving through, though, and we'll be left with just some lighter flurries later on tonight. 75 degrees, the temperature today at Rapid City, South Dakota. A Chinook wind coming down off the mountains. A snow eater kind of wind out that way. 64 Cheyenne, record highs. This warm air is going to make it in to, well, the Ohio Valley, and we should go into the 40s here. Wednesday, some slick spots tonight, a coating of snow, especially from, well, the Poconos on north, and some drifting, some blowing and drifting of snow, where there's quite a bit of snow on the ground up to the north now. Herrick Center 25, that's about 1,900 feet. Blakesley 25 degrees, Selinsgrove and Loyalsock mid to upper 20s tonight, and the wind will be out of the west, northwest, gusting to 20 overnight. And the sunrise for tomorrow morning will come at 7:28 and 4:57, the sunset tomorrow. Windy flurries tonight. If you're out driving, take it easy, especially in the elevations. 27 in the backyard. Tomorrow, a slightly brighter day, partly sunny weather, less wind, and 37 degrees, although still a cold breeze blowing tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, a tranquil kind of a day, some sunshine, and I'd say about 43. Not a big warm-up, but we'll take it. 43 on Wednesday, near 40 on Thursday. Cold weather moves back in on Friday. We'll look at some of the cold temperatures in the Soviet Union this week, tonight on the update.
All right, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Tim Carlson is next with the Sports Watch and reaction from some of the players in yesterday's AFC-NFC championship games.
Plus the latest high school Super 16 basketball rankings. Well, we hear the Super 16 did pretty well last week in basketball.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. As a matter of fact, before we run down the latest Super 16 high school basketball rankings, let me offer some interesting information concerning teams included in last week's poll. Since last week, 30 games were played by Super 16 teams. In those 30 games, Super 16 teams lost just 3 times for a combined record of 27-3. Not bad. Now, let's check out the rankings this week. At number 16, the Myers Mohawks down from 14, splitting 2. At number 15, the Millersburg Indians, a new entry. They're 11-0. At 14, the West Hazelton Wildcats up from 16. They won both games. At number 13, Central Columbia Blue Jays dropping from 5th. They split a couple. At number 12, the Shamokin Indians up from 13. They won their only game. At number 11, the Milton Black Panthers up 1 spot. They won 2. At number 10, the Bishop Hoban Argents, last week's number 11. They won both games. At number 9, the Lehighton Indians also up 1. They won 2 games. At number 8, the Williamsport Millionaires. They climbed 1 space. They won a couple. At number 7, the Scranton Prep Cavaliers. Last week, number 8. They are now 10-0, and they won 2. At number 6, the Loyalsock Lancers, also undefeated last week. They were number 6, and they won 1 game. At number 5, the Pine Grove Cardinals. They are 14-0, up from 7th. They won 2 games. Top 4 stay the same. Number 4, Allentown Central Catholic Vikings. At number 3, the Nanticoke Trojans. They won both their starts. At number 2, the Danville Ironmen won 3 times last week. And at number 1, the GAR Grenadiers, the 3rd week at the top. The Grenadiers are still undefeated in 12 starts this season, leading the Wyoming Valley Conference Division II standings. One of last week's wins coming over 16th-ranked Myers. The other a come-from-behind win over a tough Seton Catholic High School. Nothing to write home about as far as changes in the latest Associated Press college basketball rankings. A quick rundown. At number 1, UNLV. They're right there, 6th straight week. Number 2, Iowa. And 3 is North Carolina. 4, Indiana. Number 5 is Syracuse. Number 6, Purdue. 7, DePaul. Illinois is up from 12th to number 8. Georgetown up to 9 from 16th. And number 10 is Auburn up from 13th. The second 10, Temple down from 8th. Number 12, Clemson. St. John's. Duke. Alabama, Oklahoma, North Carolina State. Pitt is down from 14 to 18. Number 19 is Navy, and number 20 is Kansas. So it's the Giants and the Broncos in the Super Bowl, January 25th. New York, or is it New Jersey, or both? Now, an early 9-point favorite in Vegas. Well, I hope the Super Bowl doesn't turn out to be a super bore like yesterday's Giants win over the Skins. I sat through the entire game watching the Giants defense turn the Skins offense into nothingness. That's great if you're into that. The most exciting part, seeing if Harry Carson would make a clean douse of head coach Bill Parcells with the Gatorade bucket. Nice move by Bill there, but really a great and exciting win for Giant fans and players.
It was a long wait for us, and when you've waited so long and worked so hard for something, and it finally comes, it's probably the happiest time.
The AFC title game was a nail-biter. The Broncos driving 98 yards with time running out to tie it, and then winning it in OT as Rich Carlos hit the field goal. That obviously happened last night in Denver, and John was a bit excited, but I don't think he's going to be too excited after the Super Bowl. I don't think the Broncos have a prayer. It was, if it was legal to bet the house on the best defense seen in the NFL in at least a year, the Giants will win easily in Pasadena. One more bit of news from pro football. Say goodbye to San Diego Chargers receiver Charlie Joyner. He retired from the NFL today after making more catches than anyone in the history of the game, 750 catches to be exact, good for 12,146 yards. Joyner will stay with the Chargers as, what else? A receivers coach. And that's it. We'll see you tonight on the update, the Sports Watch 16 update with hoops, college hoops, Scranton, Kings, you name it, we got it.
All right.
Okay, thanks,
Tim. And when Newswatch 16 continues, we'll be heading south to Harrisburg for a Pennsylvania tradition.
Tonight, why the annual State Farm Show continues to attract crowds.
IGA today.
Round out the week's menu with 3 Diamond solid white tuna, 6.5-ounce can, 89 cents at IGA.
When you're tired of eating the same fast foods over and over again, who are you going to call? When you get sick of waiting in line for that same old stuff,
Okay, that'll be 2 burgers. No, 3 burgers.
who are you going to call? When it's time to treat yourself to something tasty and healthy, call the Hunger Busters at Januzzi's, of course. With an oven on wheels, Januzzi's will deliver to your home 7 days a week. So who are you going to call? Januzzi's, the Hunger Busters.
The Japanese have better car values? Check out their recent price increases. For about the same money as Honda, Nissan, or Toyota, I got a Ford Escort with air, tilt wheel, cassette tape player, and dual mirrors. For about the same money, those imports don't have any of these extras. So if you've got a yen for better value, buy the Ford Escort.
Buy now and save over $600 on a specially equipped Ford Escort.
When only the best will do. Quality plus Ford dealers and you.
Finally tonight, what would January be without the annual farm show in Harrisburg? Newswatch 16's Melissa Sander joined City and Country folk for the 71st farm show, and she shows us tonight some of the things to see this time around.
Tens of thousands of people crowded the halls at the state's massive farm show complex, looking for what's new and what's old in agriculture.
I come every year, I enjoy it, see what's new in the market and stuff, and just take a day off from the farm, milking and stuff.
It's a day off from the farm, from the chores and the housekeeping, cooking, and I look into the home ec department and look for new ideas and craft area.
This Tamaqua dairy farmer comes year after year, and he brings a few of his prized possessions along for display.
Well, it's nice to meet competition and see how your animals compare with your neighbors.
A lot of people look forward to coming here because it's a chance to renew friendships, get back together with the farmers they haven't seen since last year's show, and find out how business has been going. But then there are people who come here mostly to do business.
These are some of the top pigs in the state, so that's why we came down here to buy pigs.
Unlike some farmers who make the show an annual trip, this Wyoming County pig farmer hasn't been here for 5 years. He says coming back is a special event, a fun way of seeing how important agriculture is in Pennsylvania. Melissa Sander, Newswatch 16, Harrisburg.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Monday.
Be sure to join us tonight on the update when we'll take you to a horse show in Harrisburg.
World News Tonight is next.
For the team, thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.